Today we're reacting to Bertie's Passenger. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay. Oh. Oh, jeez, that scared me. Is this gonna be a scary story? Sorry guys, I've not been feeling well. Okay.
One wet and misty evening, Bertie the bus was making his last run of the day in the Azusa's branch. But he did not enjoy it at all. The mist was so thick he had to drive very slowly.
Oh god.
And the rain made the road so wet and slippery, which meant Bertie had to go even slower. Worst of all, the bus stops were mostly empty.
Video call
so
my
there
friends
were
and
hardly
laptop
any
time.
passengers for him to pick up. Bertie couldn't blame them. Why would anyone want to be out in the rain?
Sure.
He himself wished he could go back to his nice dry shed. At the next bus stop, he spoke to his driver.
Please, sir, can we go home now? There's no one out today.
Sorry, Bertie. We have to go all the way to Farquhar before we can pack it in. We can't let down the passengers.
Bertie was very cross indeed.
What passengers?
Like there are no passengers. Let's just go home.
Because of
I've taken the bus in the rain. If the bus just went home, I'd be like, what? Like, I as someone who does take the bus to and from work, I'd be annoyed if the bus never showed up.
the fog, Bertie couldn't admire the beautiful countryside. And thanks to the rain, Bertie couldn't honk hello to his friends as he passed by their houses. He was cold, wet, and miserable, but he knew he had to carry on.
I watch Thomas and Fred so much that every time it rains, they say cold, wet, and miserable. Really? We get the point.
At last, Bertie was approaching the only station left before Farquhar.
Okay.
His miserable journey was almost over. But as Bertie passed through the station, he looked ahead and gasped. Up ahead, a strange pink figure appeared through the mist.
Not surprised.
As Bertie rolled forward, he could see it was actually a young woman wearing a bright purple dress and a big floppy hat, standing all alone by the tracks in the rain. Bertie was confused, but he thought it best to stop for her anyway.
Good evening, ma'am. Do you need a lift to the station?
The woman said nothing, but quietly nodded.
Great. Just show my driver your ticket and you can climb aboard and...
The woman frowned sadly. The woman shook her head, no. Now Bertie was worried.
Oh, you don't have a ticket, do you?
He wasn't allowed to carry passengers without tickets, but he couldn't bear the idea of leaving the woman alone in the freezing rain.
Sir, we can't just leave her stranded out here.
You're right, Bertie. You know what? It's our last one of the day. Let's give her a lift, free of charge.
Bertie was delighted. The woman climbed aboard and Bertie cheerfully set off for Farquhar again.
Okay, why can't she talk? Like, is she mute? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just wondering, did she lose her voice? Like,
It didn't matter how wet or cold he was. Bertie was determined to help someone who needed it most. At last, they pulled into Farquhar Station.
Thomas should be along soon. Then he'll take you wherever you need to go, ma'am.
The woman still didn't say anything. She just smiled and mouthed, "Thank you," to Bertie. And Bertie drove slowly home,
that was sweet.
feeling proud after a hard day's work. By morning, the mist and rain had faded away. Thomas came to visit Bertie before starting work.
You'd think all that fog and rain never happened, eh?
Tell me about it. I'm just glad it's over. Yesterday was miserable. Freezing rain, gunky fog, and barely any passengers at the stations.
Same here. I'm at least happy I helped that poor lady to the station.
What lady?
A young woman with a bright purple dress and a big floppy hat. I brought her to Farquhar. Didn't you see her?
I didn't see any woman like that at the station.
What? What?
Clarabelle, did you
What? What?
see anyone like that?
I can't say that I have, Thomas.
What?
Nor can I. Although I once saw a man in a bright purple headband.
See? There wasn't any woman like that at the station, Bertie.
What? But that can't be. My driver and I found her on the side of the road. We drove her all the way there. How could you have not seen her if she...
What, was she a ghost? No freaking way.
To this
No!
day, no one knows what became of Bertie's mysterious passenger,
Tell me.
where she came from, or if she was really even there.
There's no way.
She just disappeared with the mist and the rain.
Okay, that was a spooky one. That was spooky. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. This is Gabriel 101 signing out. Adios, everybody.